quantum entanglement looks like.
That's right.
It's the best that we managed to produce. And once the images came out, it looks like a yin and a yang. It looks exactly like that.
Yin
There are
and
two
yang.
electrons and their fields trying to converge in the yin and yang fashion. And there's a weird way in which completely ancient truisms that might have emerged from pure observation, because we probably did not have the scientific tools to get down to that point. But it's so weird that in a way modern science comes and aligns with it. I'm not saying, I'm actually quite anti using ancient truisms to explain modern science and vice versa. I don't think they should marry. But when it does happen, it's fantastic. When it does occur that collaboration was the spirit all along and not Darwinian competition, there's something beautiful to that.
You see, the thing is that ancient science, modern science. What was the ancient science? The age of the Vedas, if you go by the Saraswati civilization, carbon dating Rakhi Gidi in 9,500, radiocarbon dating C12. You know, so I'm not giving conjectures कि भाई वो ज्योतिष में ये था, वो कौन सा नक्षत्र था, ये था, तो therefore it is dated. I'm saying radiocarbon dating of Rakhi Gidi, Dholavira, you know, all these Harappan settlements goes back to almost 9,500 years and earlier.
Right.
And earlier.
Right.
You know, so a lot of our history, you know, as Harari, you heard of that guy Harari?
You all know Harari. Yes, yeah. Israeli fellow.
Harari. He says history is much further
Longer
than what we thought.
Right.
You know, so even the Vedas are now being pushed to 10,000, 11,000. Turkey, you know, that Anatolia, that complex, Göbekli Tepe is 12,000 almost.
And it's a megalithic structure. That technology did not exist until 5,000 years ago, according to modern historians. So it makes no sense. Even, sir, ye Harappan civilization mein, there are skeletal discoveries with, it looks like they did not die of any understandable causes according to that time. Kyunki kya hai? Male-female skeletal holding hands dead on the street.
Right.
As if there was a bomb blast. As if there was some kind of nuclear explosion. As if some kind of thing just happened. Radiation happened.
Sudden.
कि ऐसा नहीं है कि तलवार से काटा है तो वो आप उसके skeleton पे देख सकते हो. Nothing at all. And so we definitely do not understand the history of.
We do not. But what I am saying is one thing. Today, what is the, you know, the hardest problem in physics, you know?
Is quantum?
It is consciousness.
Consciousness, sure.
What exactly is consciousness? How do I see the red in the red flower?
Yes.
That is the hardest problem of physics today.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
What were our ancients doing? They were exploring consciousness.
Agreed.
He's saying if that is the basic stuff of the cosmos, you know, and he was talking of ekatva.
Oneness.
In vividita. Unity in unity, and that means everything is one.
Right.
You know, one consciousness. So how do I study consciousness? I am conscious. I don't have to go look outside. I have to look within.
Right.
And that is exactly what they were doing. And they were doing experiments that were repeatable. You know, consciousness is what I have to understand. The way to explore my consciousness is yoga and meditation. These are the techniques they had devised to study, go deeper and deeper and deeper, you know, inside their consciousness. Like they said, pragyanam brahma. Everything is conscious and consciousness is everywhere. So, pragyanam brahma. Pragya means consciousness. Consciousness is Brahman. Then the next step they came to was aham brahmasmi. I am Brahm. I am Atma Brahma. This Atman of mind, which is just this one point within of consciousness, within aliveness, within, is contains everything. And now let me tell you, when I was a captain, I was posted in Dehradun. So I had my son, very keen, very observant and all that, and my daughter. So I wanted to expose them to some of the latest in science and all. So there was a DRDO laboratory which they were working on holograms. And hologram was the big thing then. Dennis Gabor had gotten the Nobel Prize in 1970 for the, you know, this thing. So in the 70s, then I took them to that lab and they showed us the hologram. Now let me tell you something. You'll find it very interesting. He showed us that hologram. It was that Khajuraho statue of that lady who's writing a love letter, and very aesthetic, very beautiful. And the thing with a hologram is it will record 360 degrees. You see, if I take a photograph, I record just what
The
you're
face.
seeing. I can't record your back.
Right.
But like you see, if you have plastic, जिससे बच्चे खेलते हैं, plastic scene,
Right.
you have a statue and you wrap it all around.
Huh.
You open it and you'll get a
Statue.
360-degree image of that statue.
Right.
From all round, front, back, side, everything. That is what the hologram does. There is a object beam and there is a reference beam. And here laser light is split into two by mirrors. One object beam goes onto the object, scattered, gets onto the photographic plate, and the reference beam is kept original and it goes there. You see this two original and the reference beam. Okay, so it records that impression from the object scattering of this thing.
Right.
When you develop that photographic plate, it looks like a smudge. But when you pass a laser coherent light through it, it throws up the hologram. Now he was showing us the hologram, so he put it on the light benches जो हम physics के experiment करते थे, light के lens डाल के and all that, तो उसने उस पे रखा. Then he showed us that इतना बड़ा hologram था. Then he turned it around this way. Now we were seeing the front, Then he turned out this way, we were seeing a side. Then he turned this way and we were seeing the back. In that two-dimensional photograph, we were seeing a 3D. But then what he did next was amazing. He covered half the hologram and still put the full image. Then he covered 3/4, it still gave the whole image. And he said, theoretically, every molecule of the hologram contains the whole image.
Right.
So the relation between Atman and Brahman is hologramic.
Right.
The one that became the many and the many that are in that one.
There is there's a book called The World as a Hologram or something that explains this exact phenomena. There's a word for it, that even a segment of it contains
The whole.
Yes. There's a word for it.
Even every molecule of it contains the whole.
Right.
So the Atman contains the whole universe.
Right. Which is not understandable intuitively. It's a very dense principle otherwise. Like your mind does not wrap itself around.
And imagine when no holograms were there.
Right.
For the ancients to have come upon the hologramic correlation of the Atman and the Brahman is an amazing intuitive leap of faith.
Exactly. Very, very deeply intuitive leap of intellect.
Very deeply intuitive leap of faith.
Guys, if you're interested in more content like this where it actually makes you think and explore how you think inside your head, dude, subscribe, man.